Tell us about Viking Funeral Records, man.
Viking Funeral, Authority Zero's new home, Viking Funeral Records.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Welcome aboard. Viking Funeral, yeah, basically, I think it was a combination of ideas coming together. Ken Seaton, the guy hiding behind that camera over there, Kevin Zinger, who owns and runs Suburban Noise Records. It was kind of like Suburban Noise had the infrastructure. Mm-hmm. You notice how I'm doing a lot more serious this time?
I like it.
I'm about to change that. Kevin had the infrastructure. He had like people that actually work and know what they're doing, and they have desks and computers and shit, and they're like, they work and they sell records. And
actual
like,
establishment.
Yeah, and we figured like we could just bring like our 2 cents to the table, which isn't much. It's really worth like 2 cents. Find some cool bands, and then be able to get into the shows for free and drink their beer. Yeah. So we picked you guys because you guys usually have a pretty good rider of booze.
It's worked out pretty good so far.
So yeah, but it basically was just kind of an idea. Everyone knows the music industry is kind of in the shitter right now because all those kids out there downloading free shit, which is, I don't know, I guess I'd be doing the same thing if I was 14.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I was stealing records from the record store anyways, guitars from the guitar shop, so why not? So it's probably the worst time to be starting a label, but it seems like that punk rock labels have been falling off a lot, like dying on the vine due to the lack of record sales. So we figured it'd be cool to do something like similar to Epitaph and Fat, like Discord, where it's kind of like you know what you're going to get when you go there.
Right.
As in like punk rock, like Authority Zero. I mean, you guys are like punk rock / a little bit of reggae.
We're kind of fucked up.
A little bit of Marley in there sometimes.
We're jazzed out. We're confused.
Smoking
some fun jamming it. Yep.
Yeah. So the idea was, kind of do something where you know what you're going to get. Like when you go to Subway, you know you're going to get a sandwich. You're not going to get a hamburger there, right?
That's right. Now they got breakfast, so that shit's kind of getting me.
Yeah, but see, you never go there for breakfast, right? Do you?
I did once.
Oh,
just recently, man. I did. I'm gonna let you.
But see, you didn't go back though, right?
I didn't go back yet.
See, it's kind of like signing like a screamo band to a punk label.
That's a good point.
It's like you might not go back there.
That's right. That's kind of what's happened recently.
So our idea is to try to like keep it like punk rock, aggressive music style, whether it's punk metal or just heavy stuff, and kind of have like a deal there that like you kind of know what customer knows what he's going to get. So you guys are the first pick because we like you. You've been around the block a couple times, and you need a label to put your record out, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, man, very much.
And Mike Clark from Suicidal Tendencies, a guitar player, he named the label. I don't know if you know that.
I know that.
Like I was playing him like your record, I think, and I go, yeah, check this out, New Authority or the demo or something, rough mix. And he was hanging out, and I go, yeah, me and Ken are gonna do a label with Sub Noise and blah blah. He goes, what's it gonna be called? Viking Funeral? And I go, it's pretty good.
It is now.
Pretty good name. And then I'm like, or maybe Valhalla, because I'm actually like Norwegian. I didn't know that. Mm. So that's where the Viking Funeral like fits. Ken said he didn't like the name. And then I think you guys didn't
I heard that you didn't like the name at all, man.
No.
I like the logo.
I didn't like the logo. I didn't like the crayon, the 3-year-old crayon drawing that I kept.
I thought it was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. You didn't like the name to begin with.
Yeah.
And Ken didn't. And then like after months of searching for a name, Ken's all, Zinger likes Viking Funeral. I think Viking Funeral is what we go with. So Mike Clark gets credit from that, from Suicidal. And it sounds pretty cool. We're still working on a logo, but it's really about the music, right?
Yeah.
We got Authority Zero.
Thanks, bro.
Right, so yeah, we're gonna see what happens. Hopefully, we can sell some records and mainly just stoke people out and kind of give them what they want and what they're hoping for. Some punk rock.
Yeah.
As far as speaking of punk rock, and you guys being a punk rock band / reggae, what would you call your music? Is it like punk rock / reggae?
Pretty much. I mean, we're a genre of ska punk, reggae, ska surf, just rock. I mean, it's just a big fucking mess. Really.
It's a party.
It's just big, yeah.
You guys have a pretty good party atmosphere on stage.
Yeah,
we're backstage.
We're a punk rock band in our own mind. It's just a matter of we just pretty much play whatever we want to and kind of contrive it all into one big mesh.
And that is punk rock.
Yeah, let's do what you want.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it seems like the state of punk rock is getting kind of, I don't know, it's getting kind of iffy. There's less and less punk bands, I think, coming out, or we're just hearing about less and less punk bands because there's not a lot of labels. There's a lot of kids probably all over the country and the world that can't get their music out. I mean, you can probably find them on MySpace if you looked hard enough, but it seems like, I don't know, it's getting few and far between to find some new good punk bands.
Yeah.
Anybody you can think of recently?
I met a couple kids back home. I was gonna mention, like back in Phoenix. Actually, I had a couple kids come out to one of the shows we played recently, and I want to check them out. I wish I remember the name right off the top of my head. But
oh shit!
I know it's been your time to shine, bro. Sorry, but
they're from Phoenix though.
They're from Phoenix, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, they're kind of like a lot of the folk punk that's coming out nowadays. So it's obviously everything's getting blended up, and it's been.
We can't really let you talk about a band that you can't say the name. You can't remember the name of.
That's a good point.
Much longer, you're just burning up airtime.
I'll shut up.
Me too. So it might as well be about Fathom.
No, that was good. Have you? Are there any punk bands that you can think of that you knew? Because
okay. For one, there's Poor Habit. Poor Habit's some friends of ours from Long Beach. My brother.
Compton. Chucky.
So yeah,
we just got a tour with them in Europe. That was awesome.
Yeah, they're kicking ass.
They're signed to Fat Records. One of the few punk labels left.
Yeah, that's the thing too. I think it's the main thing I think is really cool too with the punk scene is that bands like Pennywise and like NoFX and the bands that have been around for a long time kicking ass are still around kicking ass, and it's just cool that that's still happening with other bands that are coming up being influenced by them, especially with the scene not being as much of a punk rock scene as it used to be with a lot of the different festivals that go on and shit. That it's cool that those bands are still getting in front of those kids that haven't been introduced to a lot of that, and so this new generation. I think it's really cool that those are still around and hammering away and getting right in their face to hopefully it'll bring a lot of those views back around, and I think it will.
I think it's there's still like a huge punk scene, like as far as bands like Bad Religion, NoFX, or us, like still having a huge fan base where people are still coming by the thousands to the shows. So there's room for more punk bands. I mean, the Bronx, like I don't know, do you classify those guys as punk band? Like they're a really great band that should have sold 1 million records by now, but like they're still keeping it punk rock. They're still running around in a van, like they're not selling millions of records, but they're still doing it and keeping it real. The Gallows, I mean, they're a punk band, but they I think they got signed to Warner Brothers or something like that. So that's kind of weird. That's not that punk, right?
Yeah, it's been going around. It's like there's a lot of great bands that are still in a sense following the punk ethic, but going different directions with it. There's bands like Against Me that are still great and fucking doing their thing and hammering away and haven't changed up a whole lot of what they do, just playing bigger places obviously, and bigger label to picking them up, but I don't think they've changed really their basic ideals and all that behind the music. So
Rise Against,
fucking the Briggs, we were talking about them earlier. Like you said, a lot of great bands.
There's still room for punk rock out there, and hopefully with like Viking Funeral we can bring that to the table. You guys obviously have been a punk band for how long? You've been around for now, like
15 years. 1994 we started
15 years of music, so it's a good time.
I think there's a lot of bands definitely out there trying to hammer away and being influenced by a lot of the punk scene that's still around and it's been around for a long time. Definitely.
Seems like the screamo thing's starting to fade a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
Screamo,
I think I noticed that
emo.
too.
I think emo's like almost kind of dead in the water.
Yeah, people are sick of crying about stuff. I think just getting pissed about it now and screaming it out, and then.
Yeah, I think it's better to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
An aggressive crybaby than an actual crybaby.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah.
As far as what we're doing is we're going out there playing shows. Obviously, I guess if punk was dead, then we would have hung it up like a couple months ago when our singer Jimmy quit after 20 years. But punk's still alive and kicking. We just got back from Europe with Zoli, our new singer, who's an absolute fucking nutcase. Makes Jimmy look totally sane, which is like it's good and bad, like because we feel pretty comfortable telling him he's crazy, and so it's like a really good communication back in the band. And European tour went really good. We didn't really know what to expect as far as turnouts and people and how the reaction was going to be. I think he pretty much won over 90-95% of the crowd every night. So got that done. Turnouts were awesome. Crowd response was awesome. Come back. We're working on songs right now for the new album, which is sounding pretty old school Pennywise, if I may say so. And doing the Warped Tour this summer. You guys doing any Warped Tour dates?
Not doing Warped this year, no. I think we're going out just doing
some. Might be a good thing.
Stuff. Yeah.
116-degree weather, rainstorms, and long drives.
It's pretty gnarly.
Dirty outhouses.
Yes.
It's getting pretty.
First in line.
First in line. The trick is you get a lock. Get a combo lock, and you just put it on. You find a brand new shitter, and you put it on there, and you're golden. Yeah. And only the people in your crew know which outhouse that is and how to get in.
It's a good call.
It's good. But Yeah, we're doing that, and then we're supposed to go to Indonesia. I don't know if that's going to happen. Tour Canada, put it a record around the first year.
Sweet.
Or something like that. If we can't find anybody, I guess we'll just put it on a Viking Funeral.
Do it.
Keep it real.
Yeah, man.